What is up? We are back talking about the most simple, the easiest concept to grasp, but it is still very important, okay? We are talking about the equilibrium. The equilibrium, okay? So, what is the equilibrium? It's very, very, very simple, okay? All the equilibrium is it points out when we're in a discounted range versus when we're in a premium range, okay? Now, what does that mean? If we're in an uptrend, right, and we're making higher highs and higher lows, right, you would have to be a dumb little shit to buy at the top of the mountain, right? The saying isn't buy high, okay, sell low. It's sell high, buy low, right? Okay, yeah. So now that we got that out of the way, okay. So all that means is, right, when we're at these tips, we're in an uptrend, right, a bullish trend. You're not going to want to buy at the tip here, right? We're not going to want to buy at the tip here because in uptrends, we're making higher highs and higher lows. So let me draw out what equilibrium is, okay? Equilibrium, oh my God. There we go. So equilibrium is the range from the low of that one move to the high, okay? So the equilibrium right here is from this low to this high. Anything in this range right up here is a premium price. Okay, I'll write that out. Premium. Okay, and anything down here is going to be discounted, right? So when we're looking, and you'll never, ever, ever take a trade strictly based off equilibrium. Please don't. You obviously need other confluences. That's why we went through liquidity sweeps, fair value gaps, breaker blocks, order blocks. There's so much more that goes into a trade than equilibrium, but it is a good thing to have on the chart. Okay, so we're in an uptrend. We are not going to buy in this premium area. Okay, we want it to get into a discounted area, right? So let me draw a perfect setup in a perfect world. Okay, now let's mark out equilibrium. Look at this. Okay, we are in an uptrend, a clear uptrend. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Where do we want to buy? We want to buy in the discounted range, which is this range right here. Okay, so when we come down to this range, say we tap into an order block, what started the liquidity sweep, that is where we would want to get into a position. So if we ended up wanting to take a position here, we would get in down here, right? Stops below previous sell side liquidity, targeting buy side liquidity, or targeting unfilled gaps, unfilled 15 gaps, 5 gaps, 1 gaps, whatever your strategy entails. That's what you could go to. Okay, so you want to buy in this discounted range because it improves the probability of each trade. So now let's say we are in a downtrend, right? Making lower highs and lower lows. Lower highs and lower lows. Let's do equilibrium here, okay? From this high to this low. Now, where do we want to buy into this trade? Okay, if we are looking at this chart right now, this point right here is in discounted prices. Okay, this is a discount and everything down here is in a premium. So the last thing we want to do is chase the trade and expect no retracement, because 90% of the time every trend retraces. Okay, so we don't want to get FOMO and enter into a short down here, because if we get into a short down here, right, we are going to have way bigger of a stop loss, and we're going to take way more drawdown than if we were patient and we wait for this discounted price, okay, and we can have our stops at recent highs, okay, sell side or buy side liquidity right here, and we can be targeting what? We could even just target right here, sell side, okay, and that's right there is a 1 to 3.35 RR. So if there's one thing to take away from equilibrium, is you need to have it paired with other confluences. So if we're looking at tapping back in, say we have a say we have an order block right here. This is the order block that made the move, right? So we're tapping back into this order block while being in the discounted price of an equilibrium. So this would be a nice time to take a short up here. We're in the order block, have the stops right above the order block and recent buy side liquidity, and you could be targeting sell side. Okay, so let's see if we can find an example on the chart. The beautiful charts, because everything's super simple, right? Until you pop open the charts. Let's find a clear uptrend or downtrend. Okay, so this is a good example. Right here, we're in a clear downtrend here, okay? And we are just dumping. We're dumping, right? So you could get in a short at a lot of points in this, but to maximize profit, let's take equilibrium, right? And let's put it from here, or let's put it from here to here, okay? So this is the recent high, and this is the low. Now we don't want to take a short in this position down here, because look at how big our stop loss would have to be for us to be able to stay in the trade. We would need a huge stop loss, okay? And this is actually tight for this position. We would need it at this recent buy side liquidity right here, okay? So we would like to wait for this price to get into this discounted range right here, because this is in the discounted range of equilibrium in the downtrend, okay? So we're in a clear downtrend, right? And I wouldn't take this trade. You need more confluences. We do sweep inner sell side liquidity or inner buy side liquidity. We do sweep it, so that could be one confluence, right? But now we're getting into the discounted price of equilibrium. So if you take this short up here, look how much less of a stop loss you need, right? You literally don't need anything. I mean, obviously you're going to have a stop loss, and you can target whatever you want, however big of a trade you want. Obviously target some sort of liquidity, fair value gaps, untapped fair value gaps on different times.
Are you here for dinner or are you going out?
I'm here.
Okay.
Am I here for dinner or am I going out? I'm locked in, guys. I'm doing this for you, okay? I ain't going out because I'm putting this together for you guys. This is free sauce. So as we're looking at it, right, this short right here, we take inside of this discounted range, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Let me look for a uptrend example of the same thing. Let's look through the charts here. Guys, don't be skipping over these videos, okay? You're in here for a reason. Take the time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, look at this uptrend right here. We are in an uptrend right here. Let's pull out equilibrium. Let's go from this low to this high. Okay, so this low to this high in this uptrend. If we take a long position at the top, right, because we don't want to miss the trade, even at a 1-to-1, even targeting buy side liquidity, we're getting stopped out, okay, because we're buying in a premium price range. So what do we want to do? We want to see price retrace in a perfect world into some sort of inverse or fair value gap, but we want to see it retrace into the discounted price zone of the equilibrium. So we see it come and tap down into this discounted price zone. We buy in here, and now we're hitting this with way more probability, where even if you were wrong about the trade, you're losing way less because you have a way tighter stop because you're already buying in the discounted range. Now, if this price went down here, right, then you'd just be wrong about the trade. And that's okay, because sometimes you are wrong about the trade. But when you're buying in this discounted price range, you're not only maximizing profits, but you're also increasing the probability that the trade actually plays out. So that is equilibrium in a nutshell. It's honestly a very simple concept, but we will talk about it some more. But just really focus on using equilibrium as well as other confluences before you get into a trade. So pop into the next video. Make sure you guys are taking notes on all of these. Make sure you're going back into the charts and marking everything out. And I'll see you in the next video.